Well, what about MPTF is so special? I mean, you've obviously, this is your second time with residents doing an event for us. What do you think is so special
Oh, just
about
the
being
energy
here?
here. It's just the energy here. The camp. Oh, it really is. It's such a beautiful place. The campus is beautiful. Everyone that's here just seems to be living in a gratitude and a sense of community and togetherness, and I just love that. I mean, it's the same thing that works about this place is the same shit that works in the world outside, or doesn't work in the world outside, and it's just the energy of people being together and sharing their lives and enjoying films and stories and bingos and food and drinks and gambling and not gambling. I hear there's a bit of gambling goes on here from time to time. There's a few dollar bills under the table. I heard there's a $5 maximum. Michael was telling me there's a $5 maximum. But yeah, it just feels really lovely to come out here, and I'm just very grateful to actually be a part of this community, you know, because this is the community that I'm a part of, and I came in way after these folks, so they led the charge, and I come after this, so it's lovely to share stories, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, you've got all walks of the community here. You've also got a lot of our volunteers, our supporters, just our whole great MPTF family. You know, it's very tightly knit. We all take care of each other here.
Yeah, it's apparent, man.
So since you mentioned that, when you started your career, that was kind of in the last phase when everything was still pretty much being shot on film.
Yeah.
That was way before streaming took over. So from your perspective, now you've done the show, you know, for Apple Studios. What's it been like, you know, over the last, say, decade or so? Everything's changed so much. What's it like for you?
I don't really notice the change so much because I'm so close to it. I feel like I've been at the center of so much good fortune just being an employed actor for the last 20 years in a business that has a high unemployment rate. I haven't, you know, I miss the sound of film. I'll tell you that. I miss knowing that you have a finite amount of time and a finite amount of space on an actual piece of negative. I miss the physicality of that. I miss the analog of that. I don't have Instagram and Facebook and whatever else, so I'm not a big, yeah, together. The revolution starts in this room. Not really, but let's bitch about it for a while. But I'm not really a fan of, you know, I'm not really a fan of technology, and I know technology has a great place, particularly as I was talking to my sister yesterday, when it comes to medical treatments and stuff. Technology is amazing, but there's so many other aspects of how we use technology in our lives that it's supposed to bring people together, and I don't know that it's not doing the opposite and pushing us further away from each other. So anyway, I long-winded answer, I miss the sound of film, and I miss that, but it's all the same. You're still telling stories. You know, if you're lucky enough to work as an actor or you're working as a gaffer, you're still dealing with lighting situations. If you're the best boy, you're still dealing with the lighting with the gaffer, and the DP is talking to him, and the sound guy still has a boom over his head. And you know, there are things that still are iconic. Like literally you know, the boom operator. That it's such an iconic image to me now. It's emblazoned into my mind as a part of the filmmaking process, and I hope they never create something that means that something can be placed somewhere and have perfect sound. I mean, that would just, when are we going to stop? But it's essentially the same thing. You're telling stories, you're working with a crew of people. I love the crews that I've worked with through the years. It's one of the most beautiful parts of being an actor and working in television or film is working with the gaffers and the sparks, the best boys, and the sound department and the catering department. I just love the communal sense of everyone moving towards a common goal, you know, because it's such a kind of a fractured world out there, and everyone's looking after their own interest and shit. You go on a film set and everyone's got the same goal. We all approach it maybe in different ways with our own personalities and our backstories, but we're all moving in the same direction, and there's a sense of community and togetherness which is just so beautiful to be around. So that's one of the best things, and that's the same as 20 years ago. I'm glad to say that hasn't changed.